Hello, friends, and welcome into NBA Weekly, brought to you by Man Crates. I am Tom Downey. That is Harris Rubenstein. Quite a bit through to get to today, so let's start off with some NBA rumors and news from all around the association.
Let's do it.
We'll start things off here in Chicago. Is Zach LaVine going to stay, Harris?
Well, as of right now, he certainly wants to be. So we're going to give this rumor 3 overall crying Jordan faces, crying Jordan heads. I have to have it, especially if we're talking NBA. But as of right now, he wants to stay in Chicago. He's a restricted free agent after this season. Could become a free agent if they decide to waive his overall rights, which has also been discussed because they don't really know what they're going to get for Zach LaVine because he wants a max contract. And if you're a team like the Nets or maybe even the Pistons that desperately need a point guard, you could throw a ton of money at Zach LaVine and get a really nice player. But he said that he wants to be part of the rebuild. He wants to be in Chicago. I would expect them to get a deal done. Both sides want it to happen. He's really taken the next step as an NBA player this season since he's gotten healthy. It's been really, really great to see. So I think he'll end up there, but obviously we can't give it 4 heads yet because, well, he hasn't signed a contract yet.
All right, for those of you wondering what the crying Jordans mean, here's what they mean relative to our NBA rumor-o-meter scale. Harris, why don't you take the people through it here?
Well, I'll take it. So 0 crying Jordans, it's a Mutombo finger wag. It's fake news. It's rejected. It's not happening. 1 crying Jordan, small shred of truth. Give it about 25%. 2 crying Jordans, it's strictly a rumor. People are talking. There could be some fact to it, but as of right now, it hasn't happened. 3 crying Jordans, it's pretty likely. About a 75% chance it's going to happen, but hasn't been announced officially yet. And then 4 crying Jordans, it's bang. That means it's happened. It's a Mike Breen call on a Steph Curry 3. You know that ball's going in.
All right, let's keep it rolling then with these rumors. Number 2, does Joel Embiid have a concussion? Harris?
This is some fake news, Tom. Fake news in a big way. So, Joel Embiid's scaring all of NBA Twitter and social media by posting an Instagram story video of him in the hospital with just the tag, not good, which was kind of annoying seeing as there wasn't really anything wrong with him. He just had a quote-unquote facial contusion, which I say there's nothing wrong with him. He just got hit in the face by Markelle Fultz, who just came back and the process just injured Joel Embiid.
Was Fultz shooting a jump shot?
No, he wasn't. He was trying to get the ball back from Joel Embiid and just straight up hit him in the face. So for the most part, Embiid will be fine. He might miss tonight's game because they like playing it overall safe with him. But one fact about Joel Embiid that I love pointing out, he has now missed over 200 games in his career, and he missed the second half of this one where he went out with the facial contusion. So lots of injuries for Joel.
Let's get back to some more news and rumors here. Isiah Thomas, is he willing to come off the bench next year, Harris?
Well, we're giving this one 3 heads because he has been so far for the Lakers, and we're not really sure what's going to happen with him next season in terms of where he's going to go. But David Griffin said recently in an interview with Hoops Hype, the USA Today basketball website, that indeed he thinks it'll make him way more valuable and that he has heard that Isiah Thomas will be okay coming off the bench as long as the money is still there. He doesn't have to start, but I don't think he's going to get any sort of bricks truck being backed up on him, which is unfortunate. There's no bricks truck waiting for Isiah Thomas, but the Lakers do want to sign him to a contract extension. All the young guys on the team are absolutely in love with him, saying that he's a big-time leader for them. He's a great veteran. He's always their hype man. So, and also, mind you, I think he's a great fit with Lonzo Ball, kind of going the side-by-side passer guy with the shooter. I like it. Okay. It's a good fit.
All right, let's head out to Utah then. For number 4 is Dante Exum.
Watch your tone. That's the Australian Kobe Bryant to you.
Well, okay. I was going to say Dante Exum, former number 5 overall pick, who frankly has been a bust.
He's been terrible.
Is his time in Utah coming to an end?
We're going to give this one 2 heads because he might just. At this point, the Jazz aren't going to give him a big-time contract. The only thing they're probably going to offer him is a qualifying offer, which will only come out to about $9 or $10 million for him. So he could sign a 1-year offer, but he is a restricted free agent at the end of the year. Throwback to when he was the Australian Kobe Bryant, and the only highlights we had of him was the FIBA World Cup and then a couple of YouTube videos where he was shooting the lights out of an Australian gym. But that player has not become Dante Exum in the NBA, and I think he's going to end up just becoming a bench guy for his career.
Almost like highlights don't tell the full story.
It's almost like all these guys who are coming over from Europe aren't actually that good. Mario Hezonja has been a big disappointment. Exum was a big disappointment. Watch out for Luka Doncic. He's going to
be great. It's going to be great.
We'll see.
No doubts. All right, number 5. Does Kevin Durant hate social media, Harris?
Well, see, this is a twofer because not only does Kevin Durant hate social media also hates Kevin Durant. So he has a reason for hating it, but we're giving this one 4 heads.
Because his Twitter burner account got busted.
You know what? He was on the Bill Simmons podcast for like the 50 millionth time, and he was talking about how with the whole burner accounts thing, and he made it seem like he got more burner accounts since that point. So
I wouldn't put it past KD. I would not be at all surprised.
But he said that social media is ruining the NBA and that so much of the awards are now aimed at having too much impact on overall voting. He said a lot of different things. He was talking about how it curbs people's interest and how people are afraid to block dunks because it will make them a meme on social media and that you're supposed to get embarrassed in basketball. All this stuff sounds like a bunch of Kevin Durant personal problems. So
yeah, it kind of does.
I'm
not going to argue with you.
I wish that we had like a crying Durant photo because like at this point I'm done with him. Like
I bet we could find one.
Ever since he's gone to Golden State, he's turned into a total weirdo, and it's made me very, very upset because I used to love Kevin Durant.
Maybe he always was a weirdo.
Maybe
and
so,
he
but
just hit it.
You know, I understand we were originally a San Francisco-based company, but who knows what the Bay Area does to people.
Let's get to number 6 then. Is Dwyane Wade set to retire, Harris?
Well, maybe. We're giving this one 2 heads for now because I don't even think he knows yet. Why would he? He's actually having a pretty good season so far since he got traded to the Heat. He's 36 years old, but LeBron James did come out and say that might have been our swan song. It's been great competing against him. We're such great friends, blah, blah, blah. And then they went to Dwyane Wade and they're like, are you going to retire? He's like, I don't know. Why would I decide that now? Because he might just come back next season for one more year, but we don't know yet. I hope he doesn't. I hope he keeps playing. I mean, he's been playing at a really high level this season.
Is Dwyane Wade going to be this NBA version of Brett Favre, constantly waffling whether or not he'll retire? Or maybe Big Ben is a better, more recent comp?
No. I think Dwyane Wade wants the retirement tour where he goes to all the stadiums
you're totally
and
right.
gets all
the
cool little gift toys
totally
David Ortiz did. That's what he wants. He doesn't want any of this, he was on the Cavs and the Heat. No, he wants the full tour.
All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by Man Crates. If you know a guy that needs an awesome gift, get him a Man Crate at mancrates.com. They got NBA barware. And, Harris, I love the jerky grams in particular.
Oh, the jerky grams are great. We've had a couple in the office, and they're all great. They got buffalo. They got alligator jerky. That was
very
crazy.
Good.
It was really good. I think we had alpaca jerky once also.
That one wasn't quite as great.
Not as good, but the amount of variety they have in these jerky grams is amazing.
All right, we'll keep it rolling now with some more news and rumors. Head over to the Milwaukee Bucks. Is Malcolm Brogdon set to return for the playoffs?
We're giving this one 3 heads, and this is actually a really huge deal because they really – so if you're trying to – yeah, they do need him. And also, they have tried 250 different 5-man lineups this year, which is a lot, mind you. But at the same time, they have never had their 5 best players on the court at the same time, being Giannis, Eric Bledsoe, Jabari Parker, John Henson, and Malcolm Brogdon. They have never had those 5 guys on the court yet just because they've all been injured. They've all been going back and forth, this and that. But it is time to they got to get all their guys healthy. The Bucks are the 8th seed right now, which puts to bed, by the way, a lot of my Giannis for MVP talk because why shouldn't Victor Oladipo be the MVP? His team is in 4th in the East right now, and they aren't sucking. So we'll see what happens with the Bucks, but they got to get healthy.
Oh, very funny how you mentioned Victor Oladipo. He is actually our next kind of more of a news item here. He's set to break some records, Harris.
He is set to break some records because apparently Victor Oladipo is having the greatest season in the history of the Indiana Pacers.
I will mention this right now. The Pacers did not think this is who they were getting in the Paul George trades. There's no way.
But you have to remember, Victor Oladipo is like the most Indiana guy through and through, and him getting traded back to Indiana was such a great move for him in his career. But his PER, which, mind you, player efficiency rating, if you're familiar with baseball, it's the WAR for basketball. Same basic concept. And Oladipo, it's the highest in Pacers history, higher than anything Paul George ever had. His highest was 20.9 in 2015. Danny Granger has the 2nd highest back in 2008. Reggie Miller is on there twice. And do you know who the other person that fills out the rest of the top 5 is?
Who?
It is Jermaine O'Neal, the other guy with the top 2 player efficiency rating seasons in Pacers history. So a little throwback for the Pacers.
He's been absolutely incredible this year. 23 points per game, well above his 17 points per game average. Has more rebounds, more assists, more steals, more everything this year.
He's running away
Indiana
with the Most Improved Player award. He's gonna win it in a landslide.
Let's get to some Carmelo Anthony talk now. Did he help kids get to the March for Our Lives event?
This is
in DC.
This is maybe one of the best stories of all of sports this year, and it really hasn't gotten enough overall credit because he sent 45 100 students to the rally in Washington, D.C. Not 45, not 450, 4,500 students from the city of Baltimore he sent to Washington, D.C. for this rally. A massive, massive show of charity he did alongside MTV with his own foundation. This is an amazing show of charity by Carmelo Anthony. He's done so much for the city of Baltimore. Dwyane Wade got involved as well. Obviously, he has a lot of connections to what's been going on, obviously, with the Parkland area. So a great showing of charity from all of the super friends. LeBron James has been making good quotes. Chris Paul has been weirdly silent, so the other member of the Banana Boat crew needs to be pushed to the side a little bit, but just an amazing, amazing moment for Carmelo Anthony and his foundation.
All right, 3 more news and rumor items to hit up here on today's NBA show before we get into some playoff picture talk. Number 10. Giannis didn't know what 60 Minutes was before he did his interview.
He did it, which was amazing. By the way, go watch the 60 Minutes interview with Giannis. It's great, but foreheads, he didn't know what 60 Minutes was and still took the interview. So he went to his agent, and his agent was like, hey, 60 Minutes wants to do a story on you. Your entire story is incredible. They want to go through your whole odyssey. And he just looks at him and goes, what's 60 Minutes? And he's like, one of the biggest interviewing television shows in the world. And he's like, I don't know what that is. It's a hilarious exchange. You got to go find the Twitter video. It's great. He appeared on the show. It was really, really good. But that's just Giannis for you. That's the most innocent Giannis, childlike thing I've ever heard. He just doesn't know what 60 Minutes is. I love it. I love it.
All right, well, we've done this one pretty much every week. We've had NBA Weekly because it's one of the main storylines, and there's always something new on it. Kawhi Leonard, is he set to return or not?
Well, we're giving this one 3 heads because I would have put it at 2, but I'm still think it's more probable than not that he comes back. But the reason that we're updating it now is because, look, the players held the meeting that we talked about the last time we were on here. Now Greg Popovich said he still isn't sure when he's going to play. Now you have Tony Parker, who I'm not allowed to curse on here. He's being a jerk. I would say other words to describe Tony Parker right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to abide by the rules. He's been such a jerk to Kawhi. He's like, yeah, I had the same injury and it was 100 times worse, and I came back in 6 months. It's like, it's sick, Tony Parker. Good for you. That doesn't mean that Kawhi Leonard's ready to play. Don't try to pressure him into being ready just because you, at your old age, is trying to get the last out of your NBA career. Kawhi Leonard's 25 years old. He's got a long road ahead of him. Stop it. Like, it's an unacceptable thing to come from a team leader like Tony Parker, him talking about this stuff about Kawhi Leonard. It's so weird and so not what we're used to seeing with the Spurs.
All right, so we want to know from you guys, will Kawhi play this year as he kind of attempts to continue his rehab process? I kind of get the vibe from other reports and the players that have spoken out, kind of like Tony, like they think he's okay, but I don't think Kawhi is mentally ready to return.
I think his overall confidence.
He just has that doubt, and that is an issue, though.
It is, and I also think that how the team has handled him has also kind of hurt as well. I mean, I know it's the NBA. You got to be a big boy. You're getting paid millions of dollars, but I think he also, I think the Spurs also kind of pissed him off and hurt his feelings a little bit. I mean, they've treated him like crap ever since his injury. He keeps telling them, look, I'm not ready to come back. You guys keep telling me to come back. I'll come back when I'm ready. And they just keep pissing him off. So weird situation.
All right, let's get to our final rumor/news item of the day. Dirk. Yes. Is he not going to retire despite being set to turn 40 later in June?
4 heads! Dirk's coming back next year. And this is coming from Dirk himself, which is fantastic. He says that he's healthy, that his body feels great. He's having a lot of fun out there playing with the kiddos. He signed a 2-year deal this past offseason, and he said he plans on playing this year. He's great. Do you know what's funny about him? He's actually posting a great three-point percentage this year. He's not doing anything else, but he's actually shooting great from the three-point line.
His three-point percentage is almost at 41.5.
Let's go.
Everything else has done better or has done worse compared to that 3-point percentage, but at least he's shooting threes well. So, we'll see what ends up happening there.